So for the playoffs, if the Yankees make the playoffs, who's going to make the postseason roster? Who's not going to make it? Last night's game was just a demoralizing loss, right? Yankees have an opportunity to win the series today. Carlos Rodon's on the mound, and just dissecting last night's game, Will Warren went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, and had 4 strikeouts versus no walks. Fernando Cruz, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout. Luke Weaver came in, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run, almost identical to the inning that Fernando Cruz had. Devin Williams came in, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, only 1 hit, 4 runs, but he gave up 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. And Camilo Doval came in with a third of an inning, 1 hit, and a balk. Now, offensively speaking, Trent Grisham was 0 for 4. Aaron Judge was 1 for 5. Cody Bellinger 1 for 4 with a 3-run home run, which was a massive home run in the 9th inning to take the game from 8-4 to 8-7. Jasmine was 1 for 5. Giancarlo Stanton was 1 for 4 with a home run. I don't even know if it's landed yet. He hit the ball so far. I would check this space station. So see where the hell the ball is, right? Ben Rice 2 for 4. Austin Wells 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a home run. He's hitting the ball better. He's up to 217 now, so not sexy though. Anthony Volpe 0 for 3. He's drawing every fan's rage right now. Jason Dominguez came in 0 for 1, and Ryan McMahon was 2 for 3 with a double as well. So across the board, the Yankees had, I think, 11 hits. They struck out at least that many times. So there's frustration with the fan base in terms of how many strikeouts they've had. I get it, right? And the situational hitting, I get that too. So, but there are some things that at least I observed last night that I wanted to see what your thoughts were. And again, if it's your first time to the channel, you enjoy the content enough to come back, do 2 things, please. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. I don't want you to miss anything. I want you to be part of the movement, part of the discussion all the time, okay? And I thank you for it. Now, number one, relatively balanced offensive attack, right? For the most part, but there were some situational things that didn't happen. I know a lot of people saying Aaron Judge isn't showing up. The guy's batting 3. He's leading the American League in batting average. So I would kind of stop short of saying he's not getting it done. Right? He also came off an injury. He still can't throw the ball. So, but I understand he's not coming up with power numbers like Giancarlo Stanton is. But that's what Giancarlo Stanton is known for, right? These power numbers when it counts. He's been known for that his entire career. Okay? So I like the fact that Austin Wells is bad as he heated up last year too in September. So I'm hoping that it continues on that trend. And we're going to need some more production from the rest of the guys. And the other thing too is they didn't use Tim Hill last night. They didn't use Ryan Yarbrough. They did not use David Bednar. So my guess is we get 6 or 7 innings out of Carlos Rodon tonight, which I hope we do. We'll see those guys tonight. And even Mark Leiter Jr. maybe. They didn't use him last night either. So, but that said, a couple things. Aaron Boone, please do not put Devin Williams in with a tie game or a 1-run lead. I've said this repeatedly. Tie games, he was better, but recently has been not. But last night, too, partly to his defense. Now, 3 walks did not help. He imploded when the umpiring was bad, and the umpiring was terrible last night. The Yankees were not getting strike calls that the Astros were. It almost felt to me in the last 2 or 3 innings that the umpire was on the damn Astros payroll. Okay? It just stunk to high hell. And you could watch this. You could just see it. It was obvious. Jazz Chisholm, that last call to strike money was not a strike. It was not a strike. The book, I looked at it a dozen times. Where the hell was the book for Camilo Doval? I still can't find it. And then he called a balk while he was throwing the ball. A balk's when do you call a balk when the guy's in the mid pitch? Like what happened there? I think that threw him off too. And this is the other thing too. Like, while I appreciate Aaron Boone's faith in Devin Williams, and he seems to be more willing to do this when they're not home, so he's not facing the venom of the fans at home. I get that too. Okay, I have a feeling that to the topic of this channel, to the topic of this video, I have a feeling that Devin Williams might not make the postseason roster. I have a feeling that he'll be replaced by somebody that will. Based on the way he's playing. Now, I could be wrong on this, but the way he's pitching now, I think I'm more interested to see how he responds to last night. He got ejected. Aaron Boone got ejected, and rightfully so, right? They were going after, and they should have gone after the umps. But the ump, you didn't even let, the night before, they tossed Jose Caballero. After 5 seconds. He didn't punch the umpire in the face. None of this stuff happened. It just seemed like the umpires his last couple games on the Astros freaking payroll. But whatever. That doesn't excuse poor play by relief pitching, right? But that is part of what happened last night. This other criticism is, why did Will Warren leave after 67 pitches? Well, number one, he put 2 guys on in the 6th inning. Number 2, he was going to face Yordan Alvarez, who hits him well. And number 3, I don't know if anybody's noticing this, but last year he threw maybe 17 innings. This year's at 150. He might be getting to that point where he's going to start experiencing law of diminishing returns, right? At some point, he might start slowing down and becoming less effective with his innings pitched. I've talked about this a lot. This is exactly the thing that happened to Nestor Cortes a couple years ago, when they increased his innings by about 90 in a season from the next season, and he became less. He had a shoulder problem, right? So this is a real thing for pitchers, especially young pitchers. Okay, now I'm going to keep an eye on as well. I'm hoping that's not the case, but if I do think Will Warren makes the postseason roster, but he might make the roster in the bullpen, right? But we'll see. I think at this point, Cam Schlitt is probably going to be the postseason rotation. But again, they have to get to the playoffs first, okay? And as well as Rodon, as well as Max Fried, those are probably going to be the 3 guys. And beyond that, Luis Hill. So those are probably going to be the 4 guys, my guess, are in the rotation for postseason for the Yankees. The rest of these guys in the bullpen, Ryan Yarbrough, Will Warren. And that gives them long relief, right? Paul Blackburn, I think, is going to make the postseason roster if he keeps pitching this way. And again, I like Devin Williams, but at this point, we have to get players that are going to put them in the best position to win, right? And if these types of things keep happening, these types of situational implosions happen with Devin Williams, and I don't know if he's going to make it. Now, he had right to be pissed off last night because he didn't get a lot of calls that, like I said, Astros pitchers did, okay? So I think it was terrible umpiring. But they cannot take all the blame. They can't. They just can't. So people can spread all the blame around all they want. But this is what I saw last night. But the question of the day is, who makes the postseason roster and who doesn't? And I think the most notable name at this point is going to be Devin Williams. I think he's right on the cusp right now of not making the postseason roster. He's right on that line. Right on the line. And if he doesn't, who replaces him? Is it Paul Blackburn? Is it Jake Bird? I don't know. Does Duvall make the postseason roster at this point? I think he's on the line too. Now, he's got to have a smaller sample size. He's coming from San Francisco. Matt Blake hasn't had that much time to work with him, so I think he'll be better off with a full offseason and a spring training. But he's got to work on release points, in my opinion. Just from an observational standpoint of someone who played the game and who pitched as well, his release points have to be more consistent and put him in a better position to attack the zone a little bit more consistently. But that's my take on that. But those are the 2 guys right now. I do think at this point, offensively, I think they're going to figure out a way to get Austin Slater, Ahmed Rosario, and Jose Caballero on the postseason roster. If Austin Slater comes back and he's healthy and he performs well. If he doesn't, then I think Rosario and Caballero will make the postseason roster. But I think having 2 guys that hit lefties well would be a wise idea to have. It's going to be easier to leave pitchers off than it's going to be to leave offensive players off at this point. So that's where I'm really, really curious. And at this point now, we're about a month away from the season ending in postseason. We're right around the corner. And this is something that I think is a good idea to start thinking about. And this is one of the things that's just creeps up in my head. Who is, if and when they make the postseason, who's going to make it and who's not going to make it? And right now, I think Devin Williams is the most obvious name who's on the cusp, and to a lesser degree, Camilo Doval. Everybody else, I think the rest of the relievers, Tim Hill, Fernando Cruz. Obviously, Johnny Loaiza is not done. He's not going to make it. Obviously, Mark Leiter, he might be on the cusp, but I think if they're going to keep somebody and leave somebody off, they're probably going to keep Leiter on because he was good last year in the postseason, and take either Devin Williams or Doval off. So you guys and gals, let me know what you think. I'm really curious to see what your positioning is. Okay. And this to me is a more productive discussion than just looking for people to blame every day. Right. And because the umpires do share some ownership from last night. You let me know if you saw that too, if you agree. And there were a lot of people upset last night in the live stream, and I can't blame them. Can't blame them. So let's talk about it. When the lineup comes out later, I'll get that to you too. The Yankees played at 7:40 today, and half an hour before they played the last couple of games, which is good. And then they go back home for 6 games before they head out to Fenway for 3. And now the Red Sox also, Roman Anthony's is very likely going to miss that series against the Yankees and maybe the rest of the season, which is a break for the Yankees. Going to have to face him because he hit the Yankees pretty hard last night in Yankee Stadium. So the Yankees are at this point, you take advantage of any break they have, any opportunity they get, right? Carlos Rodon, we need him to shove tonight. And if they use Yarbrough, we need to just come in there and give him a couple reliable innings. They use Bednar, shove, right? Whoever they use, Tim Hill, just keep them in the game. And we need our bats to perform well. And I think last night, that last inning, like I said, if I'm the Yankees, I'm playing with a chip on my shoulder today. It's like their pitchers got hosed and their batters got hosed by the umps. I'm playing pissed off today from the Yankees with a chip on my shoulder. I want to take it to the Astros and shove. Just take it to them, punish them, right? Show them that they did them dirty last night. The umps did the Yankees dirty, right? It's not only the Yankees doing themselves dirty. That's part of it, yes. But the umps did them dirty last night, particularly the home plate umpire, right? So if I'm the Yankees, I'm coming after it. I like what I saw the last inning, that 3-run home run by Cody Bellinger. I hope they build on that and take that into today, right? To me, that's an effective use of their energy if I'm them, right? But you give me your take on this. Let's go, Yankees. Let's go.